All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to this new meeting, LifeWave Team Learning, healing with light frequencies. This is what we do here, and we're also excited because today we're actually going to be sharing about the Alavida patch, which a lot of people are actually not talking about. It seems I didn't know about the Alavida patch when I started, and I didn't get it, and I had someone close to me who got it, and I was able to try it, and I will definitely be getting it. It's a really wonderful patch, and so. But let's see what I mean with a patch, right? Because these patches, as you can see on my forehead right now, what they do is that they reflect the light that our body is emitting back into us, so that it has a certain effect. Now, the Elevita patch has many effects that are closely related to the organ functions and also the functions of the biggest organ of the body, which is the skin. And so it's really good for the skin and how, and even like sensitivity on the skin, and be able to like improve our ability to have like a glowing skin. Even like I definitely know that it's possible to have a glowing skin. I've seen some people with it, and I was told by many people at some point that I had some. And this patch basically helps us to get to that point, because our body is always emitting light in the form of infrared frequencies. But what my own intuition tells me, that at some point in our level of understanding, we're going to realize that it's not only infrared frequencies, there's also some other things happening. And for some odd reason, I think that this Alavida patch allows us to actually tap into these other light frequencies, because ultimately light is information. And so by using these patches, we're getting more information about how to actually heal our body, and how to really deal with the toxicity that's been accumulated over the years, and how to ultimately live a happier and healthier life, which is everything. Like, I don't know anyone who does not want that. So I'm going to leave the talking to Carrie Ann for a little while, just to introduce yourself a bit and to talk a bit more about the Alavida patches.
Unmute. Okay. I'm Carrie Ann. I'm an integrative medicine holistic health coach. And when I discovered these patches, I was super chronically ill and could barely function. So these patches gave me my life back, and I am continually blown away at all the testimonials that just keep pouring in every single day in the group. And that is my why of why we're doing this, to help other people, to help improve people's lives and give them another chance to get their own health back. So, Harry?
Sure. Hi guys, Holistic Health Harry, and I'm like Harry, I'm a coach on health, and I'm blessed that Carrie showed me about the patches, and they are transformational. Actually, I rewatched the one we did last week, and I think Alec made a great point that I need reminding too, because I'm always learning too. What this device is, this technology is it's a combination of acupressure. What do you say? Acupressure. What's the other one? Acupuncture, and also light therapy. So when we're using these things that look deceptively simple, it's not just one little thing going on. It's a combination of a lot of healing modalities, which explains why it's so powerful and amazing. And it raises my vibration. I consider myself quite a healthy person, because that's my job. My job is to be healthy. So, but what I've found is, even though I don't have any diseases or any pains in my body at this stage, I've just found it raised my vibration to levels I never thought possible. So when I meditate, my breath goes down. It does something amazing to the body. And like Alex said, actually, Alex said earlier, I think there's more to it than just one frequency of light. I think the founder, I said this last week, and it's so true, the founders found out the frequencies of light that for specific things. So he knows like what raises SOD levels. He knows what raises carnosine levels, glutathione levels, anti-neoplastins. He knows what frequencies of light, because it's like the colors of rainbows and all that stuff. Long story short, he's figured them out and he's put them in the patches. So it's using your own body's light, and no medicine enters the bloodstream apart from your own body's light, which he's figured out. So I'm dedicating my little thing here to him, because he's an absolutely amazing human, and he's keeping it secret quite rightly, and he's got a pattern on this stuff, and no one's figured it out apart from him, as far as I'm aware, because if they had, then no one's doing what he's doing, and I'm beyond blessed and humbled, and yeah, it's so great. So thank you guys. Pass it on to Sigal, anyone that wants to speak. We're all going to get an opportunity just to talk and introduce yourself, who's your sponsor, and what you want to get out today, and any questions. So unmute yourself and talk one by one.
You're still on mute, Sigal.
Hi everyone. Since 1991, I'm on supplement, and I'm just sick and tired of taking supplements all many years. So when these patches came along, I was so happy to give it a try, and I was amazed to see that in a short period of time, I reduced or actually eliminated my discomfort in my lower back, in my thumb, that I have lots of problem. And even my husband, that usually don't take anything and don't want to listen, he was willing to listen. And it's help him overnight from a 10, that is the most helpful, in his upper back, to 3 the next morning. It was a big wow. And you know what? Every morning he said, I need the patches. So it's helped him tremendously too. So I'm happy, and I want to share it with other people too, which I did some.
Yeah, you've been busy. You've been busy, Sigal. I've seen you mentioning other people in the Lifeway group. A lot of people, tagging a lot of people. It's amazing. Getting busy.
That's great. Yeah. If anyone wants to share their story, their testimony, or introduce yourself, if you just want to click in the chat box and type out who invited you here and a little short introduction, we can
definitely. I know Carson's not camera shy. Go for it, Carson. Let's hear what are you up to.
Hey, I've just been talking to people about the patches all the last few days, but I've got a lot of people who are very interested. But my name's Carson. I have been practicing holistic health on myself for the last 12 years, and I'm just kind of bringing my information and guidance to the world around me. Yeah, I'm just super excited to be here. I'm on some patches right now. I just got mine in yesterday and tried out a couple of the Aeon and Energy, and I'm on them again today and feeling really nice. So thank you for having me here, and looking forward to the future with this company.
Oh yeah, brother, good to have you.
Does anybody else want to introduce themselves, or do we want to go into talking about the Alavida patch?
Christina will talk, I think. Okay.
Christina?
Hey guys, I'm Christina, and actually I have a few invites in here today. So I know we're going to talk about Alavida, but they're also moldies like me, so there's 3 of us. And Carrie Ann, maybe we can just at some point today talk about a post that you did about whether we should be starting with detox or be starting with the protocol. I felt that was fascinating, as I did 5 rounds of the 5 element, but I'm doing gut health healing next. So maybe can we touch base on that later?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Janet, did you want to say anything, or Jen?
I just want to say quickly, Monica, thank you so much for sharing last week. We just talked about it before you guys joined us, all of us. And yeah, it's amazing what the patches did for you. I'm so happy to hear your testimony about the tetanus and how it's helped you. So thanks for giving us that.
Hi, this is Jennifer Carpenter. I don't know, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, because I have my little one today. I wasn't expecting to, but we're driving in the car right now, so I don't have the video on. But I was motivated to say hello to everybody because I joined under Christina, and it's taken me a little longer to want to share the patches with others simply because I am a moldy and detoxing is really hard for me. And so I went a little too gung-ho, and I did all 5 days of the detox on my very first day. And so I was like, oh, because that result kind of scared me a little. So then it took me, you know, a lot longer than Christina, and by a lot, I mean like a month, to actually feel comfortable and be excited about the results that I was achieving with the patches. And so literally yesterday, I went ahead and became a paid member of a marketing group on Facebook that I'm part of in my town. It was $65 for 5 months, and I get to post 2 days a week, one post that's like leading or soliciting to my business. There's 17,000 members in it. And I posted my post last night at like 9 o'clock. And so far today, I have over 30 people that have asked to be invited to Joyce's LifeWave Team Learning Group. So I am just
awesome.
so excited and blown away by this opportunity. And of course, the most important thing is that what we're selling and introducing to people is truly going to be helpful to them. So I'm just super excited. I'm a little bit on cloud nine about this really unexpected opportunity this morning. So good morning and hello to everyone. Or afternoon, I guess, right now.
Awesome. Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that.
There's no accidents either. There's no accidents. We know this, guys. There's no accidents. It's all meant to be for us now. The energies are coming in.
I agree with that 100%. In fact, when Christina was just talking about a few moldies being on here, and the woman who spoke, the holistic nurse or health coach, who said she had been having a really hard time, I was thinking, you know what? I might say that I would do it all again as far as my 7 years in mold hell, to be in the relationships that I am with the people that I've met on my health journey from that. So I agree with you. There are no mistakes.
Aww. Yeah, that's the beautiful part about healing, is that you begin to appreciate all of your obstacles in your life and all the things that happened that went wrong. And even though they were super difficult, but they brought you to a better place in your life.
Yeah. Do you want to start, Carrie, out on the Alveda? So, because there's so much going on with Alveda, guys, that Carrie was saying earlier, and yeah, wow, there's so much going on with it. It's going to take a while, I think, to get through all the information.
Yeah, let's start. Let's see here. So the Alveda, this is all anti-aging technology because it resets the cellular function back to a younger state. So the Alveda specifically, it comes with either just the patch, or you can purchase it along with the facial cream. They have a day cream and a night cream that is all organic. So if you're interested in organic products, this is definitely the way to go. The patches use the own body as their power source. So the body heat interacts with the microcrystals in the patch to produce a specific result and to elevate certain peptides and antioxidants. So the Alveda, it improves the skin radiance from the inside out, and your skin is a good reflection of what's going on inside of your body. So if you have a lot of skin issues, you probably need a lot of help in your internal organs. They need to be improved, their function needs to be increased. So the Alveda patch preserves actually the antioxidants in the body, which the antioxidants help your body to prevent the effects of aging. It elevates the epithalamin peptide in the body, and it stimulates and improves the cellular function of the frontal lobes, the hypothalamus, adrenals, the thyroid gland, the pituitary gland, and the liver. So if you have any kind of skin condition, or you have weak kidneys, weak liver, this is a good one for you, because also it boosts melatonin production, which melatonin helps to protect against, the cytokine storm that everybody's talking about. So when you're elevating your melatonin levels, you are going to feel better. You're going to feel calmer, more relaxed. And the Alveda patch actually is also used during the daytime as an anti-anxiety for a lot of people, because it has like sort of an instant calming effect on the body with the elevation of those particular peptides. It's meant to be used at night if you want to use it as a skincare product to help, fine lines, wrinkles, and or you can use it during the day if you feel like it doesn't put you to sleep. like for me, I'm really sensitive to the aloe vera, so I put it on and I just want to just like chill out. So it's the second most powerful patch aside from X39 that they've made. So it also increases blood oxygenation. They took a before and after picture of the blood and it was coagulated and all together. And after the patch, the blood flow was increased. So that's a huge deal in improving the overall quality of your health, your blood flow. It also elevates glutathione and superoxide dismutase levels in the body, which is really important for like autoimmunity and just protecting and helping keep your health at its best. Like you will feel much better if your glutathione levels are elevated. It also increases mental clarity and focus. So it does an awful lot for the body. And if you wanted to do the skincare trio, there's a night cream and a day cream that's made from a seaweed extract, a microalgae extract. So it's all organic, it's not oily, it's really nice, and a lot of people's feedback is that it's a great foundation before you put on your makeup, because it just gives you that good, your skin gives that hydration and it keeps it in. So it's a great addition for that.
And if I can add, like you heard all the things that it does, and remember that aloe vera, for most people, it's applied during the night, right? So we know that when we go to sleep, it's actually when the body undergoes the repair process, and really like our body is relaxed in that state. So it's like giving us the opportunity to actually restore the different functions, to deal with the stuff that needs to be dealt with. And now it comes along the aloe vera patches, which basically enhances every single functions that the body is doing when it goes to sleep. So it's the perfect time for the perfect patch to really get an increase and a boost in our vitality. And also one thing that I kind of heard about it, but I wasn't too sure like how much of an effect it could have, because I know aloe vera as like a skin patch, but there are some people who mentioned about how it could help with pineal gland functions because it's related to melatonin production. So I found that quite interesting. And one of my friends here started recently with the patches, and he got them a few days ago, and he does have the aloe vera ones. So I decided to give it a go. And so I only put it like one night, and honestly, like that was kind of crazy. I woke up and I could literally remember like 5 or 6 dreams that I had during the night. And honestly, like for me, that's a lot. Like I do remember my dreams sometimes, not all the time, but when I do, it's like maybe 1, sometimes 2, if like something really interesting happened. But now I was like 5 or 6. That was pushing it, like that was very interesting. So that's just a tiny little experience that I had so far. I did order some, so I will be like delving more into what the effects of it are going to be for me. But that was very, very neat.
I want to add too, I'm wearing aloe vera on my forehead. So yeah, just to emphasize what Carrie said, it's glutathione. We've got glutathione patches, which are amazing. This also does glutathione. I feel it's like Aeon. Aeon enhances the patches, everything. So does this one. So that's amazing. I've noticed my skin has improved. My skin is good anyway, because I look after myself. I do a lot of other therapies, turn it and free. But I've just noticed it's even more fine and more refined now that I'm using all the patches. I think improve the skin, but aloe vera is especially known for the skin. It's super powerful. Also, like Carrie and Alex said, the DMT. I've also noticing some weird things, like I'm starting to trip out on DMT more than normal. I mean, I do sun gazing and other stuff that does it, but yeah, I'm starting to have like really weird experiences in the daytime with the wake, with little colors, like I'm on LSD but I'm not. And I think it's a lot of it's to do with the aloe vera and the patches. And it's mad crazy, and man, people are so missing out that aren't on these things. That's for sure. You're missing out if you don't get on this.
But I mean, just to continue on that, what you mentioned about DMT, like if you look at the molecular like formation of DMT, it's so similar to melatonin. If you compare the two together, melatonin is very, very closely related. So if aloe vera has like been proven to enhance melatonin production, then definitely it has an effect on the DMT production also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to add as well, DMT is the spirit molecule, the God molecule. It's part of a conspiracy to keep us away from our true nature. And when we access these patches, what we're doing is increasing our DMT and what we're actually here to do. And you'll see your true nature and you'll start to wake up from a system. So the patches are a really good way for people that have been damaged physically, that just are in that mindset of the matrix, to start waking them up. It really will. The DMT production, the upper levels of health will give them the energy they desire. And then it becomes a high vibration state shift in consciousness, and they'll start on a road of learning and delve into what we guys are already in, and then the world changes. So this is one. There's loads of healing. I want to clarify, there's loads of amazing, I know, and you guys, a lot of you know, there's a lot of amazing technologies out there that are beyond phenomenal, but let me assure you, this is one of the top ones that I know about at the moment. It's absolutely crazy how powerful just a silly little patch is. And I think our mission to other people to get them into it is, it's not just a patch, it's a genius invention that it looks simple, just looks like a patch, but there's a lot going in there. There's a lot of thought, a lot of care, a lot of genius behind that. And it wasn't just one person. I think it was a whole team of people. So yeah, I'm super blessed.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm blown away every day when I hear back the different things that these patches help with. And people are like, oh, it helped me with this. And I'm like, wow, that too, you know? It's like all these different things that people can't find relief from using all the other methods, and they stick on a couple patches and it's like they start to feel better. And it's just amazing to see the feedback from them, you know, every single day. Nadia asked, let's see.
Can I quickly, I just want to read out from my downline team just a few things that are amazing. I just want to get on the record. So Dawn Lindop put on the group, she said, let's see, she stuck on X39 on her mum at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. She was just phoned me to tell her she can now breathe. She has COPD and back pain, and from an injury 2 years ago, her pain has improved as well. I am over the moon, and so is she. Awesome. One of my signups is my why. There we go. There's one of them. Renee as well. You guys may know Renee Losman Buck. I'm new to patches. I need gut healing, and after many years of antibiotics, but I haven't gotten all the patches yet from the gut healing protocol. So I've been using only X39 for almost 2 weeks now. My bowels have not moved on their own since last year. The last 3 days, they have finally moved on their own as well. I can't wait to actively start the gut healing protocol. Today, I'm so happy about this. It's just amazing. Another one, wow. I don't know. Jesse, you might guys know Jesse Palucci. Tried the energy patches yesterday for the first time. Holy wow. I didn't even know what to do with myself. Amazing energy. Almost too much. Ha ha ha. We can't make it up.
Yeah, they just keep pouring in. And so, I mean, they work. You know, people who are not open to this technology, they're just really missing out, because, I mean, I tried almost everything I could think of to try and get well, and these patches just took me way over the hill. And somebody asked, can we touch on what the best order is? Start with a detox protocol or the gut brain balancing? Okay, so it depends on what your particular issues are in your body on where you should start. Because if you have like that mold toxicity, you're gonna wanna go slow because you have a lot of buildup in your body, and you're gonna wanna go slower than somebody else. You're gonna be more sensitive to the patches than somebody else would be. So you wanna make sure first that your polarity is correct, because if it's not, you might get a energy boost from the calming patches and a calming from the energy boosting patches. So you wanna make sure your energy in your body is flowing the proper direction. Secondly, like for me personally, I looked at my iris to see what was going on in my body. So I knew ahead of time, like, what are my weaknesses that I need to treat, that I need to help support in order to start to feel better. Like with chronic fatigue, you have a lot of mitochondrial dysfunction. So your mitochondria is not optimal. It's not working. And if you have broken mitochondria, it's going to produce more broken mitochondria. So until you start to fix them, they're going to just keep producing more and more broken and reproducing more broken. And it's just going to keep making you more and more fatigued until you begin to heal that. And then when you start to heal your mitochondria, you start to feel better and better. Your energy starts leveling out, and you start, you know, enhancing your overall health, because they have a lot to do with, almost everything to do with your energetic output. You know, they produce the ATP in your body. So that that's a big thing. If you have the mold, I would start slow and get yourself on the gut balancing protocol, the gut healing protocol, because mold really affects the gut health. If you have mold, that is like one of the biggest things that mold affects, is it can actually cause leaky gut. And if you have leaky gut, you want to first heal that so that you can start to absorb your nutrients better.
What's the patches for? What's the patches for gut healing protocol again?
That one is pretty much the same as the detox, but it's around the gut. It's circulated around the gut in order to heal locally the gut issues. So you want to do the gut healing protocol first, and then you can do the detox. And then if you want to do the brain balancing, you could do that as well. But I would start there. Did you have any more questions on that, Christina?
No, I think that's good. And you know what? I'm learning a lot personally on this journey being a moldy, and it's been good for me to experience it so that when I'm helping other people in the community going through mold, I can help them to slow down, or I can help them to start them on gut health and then do detox. We've been finding some good gains in our mold community people to do the 5-element detox, but like do day 1 for 5 days, day 2 for 5 days. I mean, really like slowing that down. Or if somebody's doing 5-element in a row and say they get stuck on day 2, then we keep them on day 2 for another day. So we're just finding very creative ways to best support everybody's unique body, you know, and what they're going through. So we've been finding success with that.
Yeah, that's great. And that's actually the doing each day for 5 days of the detox protocol. That's the advanced, the deeper detox than just the regular detox. So it opens up each meridian on a deeper level if you want a deeper detox. There are
that makes
11
sense to keep going the same patches
Yeah.
patches over the same place
For
instead of
5
doing
days,
it everywhere
yeah.
different.
Yeah, so it just gives you a deeper detox through each meridian. It opens your energy centers up on a deeper level than just going through the 5 days straight.
I love it. I wish I had, sorry, go ahead.
Somebody asked how many patches. There's 11 different patches.
And everyone has their different one, their favorites, and they're all amazing though. That's my opinion. I'm sure you guys agree. They are all so amazing.
I did want to piggyback and go back and share with Alec when we were talking about Alavida and dreams. My chiropractor says that we actually want to recall our dreams. And it's crazy because I lived in a mold home for 9 years and I thought I got quote unquote, you know, good deep sleep, but I've never been able to recall dreams. And then when I did brain retraining, which now these patches can help support that, but this is before I knew about patches. I started recalling dreams. It was crazy. Like we want to recall them. So that's cool, Alec, that Alavida did that for you, because that's the state that we want to be in when we're dreaming.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely. Part of the thing with dreams as well is they don't want us, because it's a self-reflection thing. If you can't remember your dreams, then you can't reflect on your subconscious coming out to your conscious and really transform your life as much. So yeah, that's a huge one. And if they're calcifying it up with lack of DMT and lack of melatonin from the patch, from all these things that we've got to lack, and it's not even our fault sometimes, it's the environment, the mold, like you said, then yeah, we've got to use the tools available to us to really elevate the DMT, elevate the melatonin, elevate the glutathione, elevate the carnosine, elevate everything, SOD, glutathione, all these things are absolutely necessary to elevate as fast as possible. And that's why I'm on the patches, because I'm not here to mess about. I'm trying to elevate as fast as possible. Yeah.
Right. And here's a good feedback from Jen. She says she has been using ice waves to follow up on a day that I've had energy patches give me some detox symptoms, and that has worked well. So you can use the ice waves to help with the detox symptoms. I follow up the ice waves with the same day again in energy patches and have had awesome success. That's awesome. And she says, I can sleep 7 to 9 hours without getting up to pee. Used to have to get up 3 times a night at least. Saw this improvement in 2 weeks. That's awesome. I also used to get up constantly to pee, and I sleep through the night. That's one thing that I forgot. You forget that you suffer from certain things until somebody mentions that, they are suffering from the same thing, and you're like, oh, I used to have that, and you're like, oh yes, I don't anymore. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I've got a couple of questions. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
One of those, when you're speaking about mold, what are the symptoms of mold? Can anybody just kind of outline a few things that you would know, or is something you have to get tested for?
A lot of it is chronic fatigue, the brain fog, the joint pain. It has a lot of the same symptoms as like the chronic fatigue syndrome and the fibro, and you just can't think clearly. It just depends, on what level. I mean, I was renting a house, and during the day when I left, there was a mattress on the floor because it was just like a 2-month thing that I was living there when I was younger. And the sprinkler system was going through the window, and it had tons of mold. When I lifted up the mattress, there was mold underneath the mattress. So that's, I think, what started it for me was, and it got all in my lungs, and, and then later I moved into a moldy house that had like black mold in the walls. So I developed this chronic fatigue that I just couldn't function. And then I'd leave my house and I'd start to feel better. And then I'd go back into the house and I'd feel horrendous again. So a lot of it is fatigue. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, okay. Because I was living in a house that had a bit of mold in the bathroom, but that was a few years back, so I don't know whether. Yeah,
it's very, very toxic. But
it affects everybody, and it's a Western world problem. It's a Western world issue we created because we live in houses that are not full of sunlight, not full of windows, and it's endemic. Like people like Christina and many other people are lucky in a way that it's so bad that they woke up to the fact it was actually the mold that caused the problem. But I'm being honest, every one of us in houses has got some degree of mold toxicity, which we're up against. On top of a million things with impure air, we've got so many fights to battles, and it's woke Dave Asprey up, an amazing biohacker. It's a huge area of focus, and it's really important that people are aware.
Can I speak on this for a second when you're done, if you don't mind? Because I have some really important things to share on this topic. Yeah. It happens to be obviously a huge passion of mine because I am a moldy, and my whole family's health was devastated by this. It took us literally 7 years to figure out what was going on. We could not smell the mold. We could not see the mold. My health immediately started deteriorating when we moved in. I saw dozens of doctors in that period. So to give people a little more on the type of symptoms that you can have from this problem. I had 40 symptoms by the time we figured out what was going on. I was literally 33 years old and dying. I literally felt like I was dragging my dead body around every day. But some of the symptoms to look out for are issues with your menstrual cycle if you're a woman. This is why women tend to be more affected than men, because they don't have the hormonal balance and they don't have the high levels of testosterone like men do. So they will typically show symptoms first. And this would be things like any change whatsoever in your cycle, heavier periods or lighter periods, absolutely the absence of periods. I stopped having my period for 3 years and nobody could tell me why. Those types of things. Chronic headaches, metallic taste in your mouth. If you ever feel like, man, I'm tasting a weird taste in my mouth for no reason. Pain. Pain is a huge one, and it was my first major symptom. Literally within 2 or 3 months of moving into the house, that just escalated and escalated. Lower back pain, neck pain, very commonly due to myalgia, which is the mycotoxins. They're attacking the myelin sheath that surrounds your nerves and protects your nerves. And so that process in itself, never mind all the extra inflammation that's being caused by the toxins, does tremendous damage and does create a lot of pain. So I could go on and on and on. But as you were saying, this is an issue in Western civilization, really kind of probably all over, anywhere that people are living in built structures that can rot. Because what's happened that people don't realize is that in the 70s and 80s, DuPont and Monsanto, they started with their fungicide programs. And those fungicides wiped out about 95% of the fungus that we were used to seeing maybe on our wall or in our home. And it's where the idea that, oh, a little mold is not that big of a deal inside your house, that's where that comes from, because for human history, it really wasn't. But molds produce mycotoxins to compete with other molds. And one second, baby. And what we've done by killing all of those molds with the fungicides for 20 years was we've basically reduced the natural enemy to all of these toxic molds that are now growing in homes, and people are now realizing how ill they're becoming because of this. And you know, they've known this for many years. I found a study from the National Institute of Health that said 50% of all illness was due to mycotoxins in the air inside people's homes. So I'll stop ranting, but if anybody wants to talk about mold, I'm your girl. It's my passion. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter that was seriously injured by it. And so I just love to make people aware of the danger in their own homes. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's
Jen.
super interesting.
Can you test for it by any chance before you? Because we're moving house in the process of that. So I just wondered if you can't see it, because we've had our survey done, but nothing.
You can test for it, and the best way to start is with a test from a company called Mycometrics. And
by the way, Jen, does that include the UK? Yasmin's from the UK. I'm from the UK.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's
you
UK.
can get Mycometrics tests in the UK.
Okay.
I want to stay in the car. And okay, lover. And they do an ERMI. It's called ERMI, and you would want a cloth Swiffer. They either have a vacuum canister or a cloth Swiffer, and you would want a cloth Swiffer from Mycometrics. I can put that in the notes box if you'd like, or however it would be helpful.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. Yeah, thank you, Jen, so much. Yeah,
that's super interesting. I didn't think of that either. So that's another thing we've got to check for. And this is not just EMF towers where we're moving into. Mold as well is huge. We've got to check.
Well, it is huge, because when everybody's worried about the water they drink and the food they eat, I mean, every person on the planet eat organic, but think about how much you eat food versus how much you breathe air. You know, so we're missing a huge component, and I'm very sure that this is my purpose here on the planet, to make sure people really hear that and think about that for a second.
Thanks for saying that, Jen. I think we need to do more posts now and testimony in the LifeWave Team Learning Group on mold specifically to people, so raise awareness of the mold issue. I'll start doing that. I think we all should.
Right, especially too, like I've noticed it creates, I mean, your list just keeps going on the symptoms that keep going off. It's like your system in your body is just like ding, 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 listing.
Absolutely.
I mean, the amount.
And I haven't even talked about children.
Right. The amount of symptoms you bring to your doctor, the doctor's like, you know, they don't know what to do with you, because you have all these symptoms that correspond to all these different things that are wrong with people, and you have like all of them. It's like, because your nervous system's so high and overworked.
Yes, and other than being maybe a little overweight or really skinny, because that's one of the things that happens. Usually people will gain weight, but some of them just get really skinny and lose weight. You don't necessarily look like anything's wrong with you a lot of the time, you know?
Right.
So a lot of these doctors just think, oh, you're kind of crazy, or it's this, or, I mean, you have to find a doctor who actually cares and is willing to explore things that aren't black and white, which that in itself today is very, very challenging to do. And then if they care, they have to really be willing to look and explore some things, because even according to the National Institute of Health, which is, you know, the US government's a health agency, they say in their own study, the reason that physicians are not aware of mold toxicity is simply because big pharma produces 99% of the medical programs that educate physicians. And because of that, these physicians just don't ever hear about mold toxicity, because it's treated with natural supplements that the pharma companies cannot patent. So they don't bother talking about it. And this is not me saying that again. This is the National Institute of Health that's saying that. So it's really, you know, a ridiculous racket. And unfortunately, if people aren't aware of the mold toxins in their home, the patches are still going to help, but they're not going to be able to see these amazing results. Because if you're being bombarded by toxins constantly, yeah, you'll get a little better, but you won't be able to see this amazing return of health, in my opinion. You can't get away from, you can't breathe the toxins every second, every day in your home, and then see really fantastic health.
So true. We should
Right.
definitely do another one on mold very soon as well, but just devote it completely to mold, because that's a huge topic for
Right.
people.
And also too, like the extreme food sensitivities that you develop. I mean, I used to crash. I'd have a fatigue crash after I'd eat a salad. That's how bad it would get. And I'm like, what can I eat? I can't even eat a salad without ending up on my couch, you know? So the leaky gut that the mold creates is really, really bad.
I think that's a good idea, Harry. Just doing one Zoom meeting, like specifically about mold and how we can support the mold community in LifeWave. I think that'll be a really good idea.
Maybe we can do that next week. That would be a good topic to go over.
Because we all know
it's so
that.
relevant.
Yeah, we can. We all know there's people that are in our groups that it freaks me out a little bit when people say they don't get results, and I'm like, but I'm getting results. Like, so yeah, so that could be one huge reason why people aren't getting results, and we should definitely focus on it. And it also get more people on the patches, which is what we ultimately want, because like Yasmin and me, I was aware of it, but I don't have full knowledge of it, and now I know. Now when I move to another location, it's going to be in a house, so I'm going to have to check for the mold. And thanks for bringing my awareness to that as well. I appreciate it.
I suppose it wouldn't really show up in an iridology test, a reading, would it? Because it's not in its structure. I suppose it's just.
I don't know where I'm not an expert on mold. Does anyone know where it attacks in the body specifically? Where does it go for the worst when you get is it every mold is different? The mold spores? How does this work?
It affects everything in your body, especially the neurological system. So you'll just start going off haywire with all these symptoms.
Well, this is why mold is so challenging, because it is absolutely so individualized, because not only is each body individual, but each toxic soup within your home is individual, because you'll find when you do the mycometrics test and you start looking at mold, like I have, that you don't have just one mold in your home. You have multiple molds and they're competing with each other. So that mycotoxin soup, which I call the toxin soup, is individual to your home. It has its own fingerprint to your body. And so not only will each person react differently to that, each person in your family will react different. Some of you will have similar symptoms, but others may have completely different symptoms that you don't have. And that's why it is so hard for people to really open their eyes and understand this.
Yeah, the silent killer, the silent thing that no one can ever see.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely. And again, 1989, a study done in Massachusetts found 50% of all illness, was due to the mycotoxins in people's homes. 1989.
That's crazy.
By the way, Jay, quickly, what can we do apart from the patches to get rid of the mold then? What things can we do that don't cost too much money or free that we can do at prices like today? Someone can walk away with and say, hey, I've done something for the mold. What can we do?
Yes. So it depends on the type of mold you have and why it's being caused. If it's being caused from an actual leak of from water, like actual water damage, the best thing that you can do is stop that. That has to stop, because molds that are produced from actual water, they will pretty much, they won't be able to thrive anymore once you turn off that water source. So if you got a roof leak, that's a 911. You need to have it fixed as soon as possible. If you've got what you feel like is mildew in your shower that you can never get to go away for very long, nope. There's something going on behind that shower wall. You've got to open it up and fix whatever that is, that kind of thing. If you have something that's becoming very common in the States, which is actually wall mold inside the walls, oftentimes not due to any actual water penetration, but simply due to high levels of humidity. Aspergillus penicillium can thrive off of simply 60% humidity. In Texas, Houston, Texas, where I live, that is every single day. Okay, so in those cases, it's about construction, and it's really probably more complicated than we want to go through on this call. I'd be happy to do a call on this if you'd like me to at some time, and I'm always willing to help people that reach out to me personally. Like I said, I feel like this is my calling, part of why God put me on this earth, and definitely why He's allowed me to have the mold journey that I have. So I am very happy to help people.
Amazing. Yeah, well, definitely,
Yeah,
Jen. If you're up for it, we should definitely put you on and to host us and teach us about mold and patches and tactics we can do, like you just mentioned, and Christina too, and so many of you. So yeah.
Jennifer,
I'd be happy to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Christine.
Karen.
I actually had that mold in my wall. Like we took my wall down and there was black mold behind it. And it was really, it's scary. Yeah. And there was mold in my vents. So
Mad.
Yeah. This is good. Jennifer is definitely like the guru. So I'm excited for her when we set up like an actual Zoom and like specifically tune into mold. I think it's really important for all of us to understand when we do have people coming to us wanting to patch in environments causing their issue. So I'm excited. That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So field some other questions from anyone else that wants to. We've got 15 minutes and we've got to be kind of brief because we want to do a business one afterwards about how to make money with them, which Alec has kindly agreed to host as well. So we'll have a 5-minute break. Everyone will chill out and yeah, we can come back on.
I just have one quickly.
Just about question. Somebody asked whether there was a patch that was specifically designed for mold. Now, I know that mold is a big issue, but what do you have in terms of patches that that address that, and how many, and how do they do that?
So the patches, they elevate particular peptides in the body to help the body to function better and to do its job better. So the body's supposed to be detoxifying itself, but for whatever reason, toxicity levels get too high, the body gets overwhelmed. So the carnosine and the glutathione specifically are antioxidant boosting patches that help the body to detoxify itself. So based on what your issues are, they have different protocols that you can use to help your body get back to balance.
Yeah, so Aeon for inflammation, we've got carnosine, glutathione, raises antioxidant levels up, X39 for general detoxification of the entire organ system, like Harry said, GUK, CUK, polypeptide, stem cells going on. So attack it at all angles. And to answer your question as well, Norma, that when you're in that situation, I feel there is such a thing as going slow, but when you get to that level, when you're out of detoxification, I think that using more than one patch is something that I like that people are promoting on the team learning group. I do. And I think it's great to use more than one patch. I realize there's a cost thing going on with some people. That's okay too. But yeah, if you can use more than one, like glutathione, carnosine, X39, and as Carrie said earlier with Alvida and Aeon, they all enhance their patches others. So to use more than one patch is very wise as well to help with these kind of issues of mold and all these kind of things.
Right, because there are protocols for, a lot of different things that are used in clinics that, clinicians have gotten good results from, and they use them over and over for the same issues, and they work. So
I think Carrie Ann is exactly correct when she said the gut protocol, the detox protocol, the brain reprogramming protocol. For me, I use all of those patches, so energy patches, Ice Wave, carnosine, glutathione, and Aeon. And I actually added the X39 on my kidneys because I was like, I just have to get some sleep. And that worked really well. So I would include that, as well as the Silent Nights and the Alavida. I know it's almost all of them, but I did sign up with the gold package. And because I've been going slow and just taking it at my body's pace, I have not still using the patches that I ordered. I don't know when that was, Christina, maybe in April, the end of April or the middle of April, something like that. So, and I won't have to reorder all of them either. So I don't know. And it is costly, but so are supplements.
Right, and as as a distributor, it costs under $2 a patch. So for me, I use regularly the X39 every day, and because for the tissue healing and regeneration, and that's just their most powerful patch, and it makes me feel amazing. And the YH system, which is the carnosine, Aeon, and glutathione, which I need because I have the MTHFR gene. So for that, I need my
Alvida after this one, and Alvida after this one.
Yeah.
Question: how long do the patches last?
They are meant to be worn 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but some people find that they last a little bit longer than that, but you want to take a 12-hour break between patching each kind of patch.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Karen. I think the break's really important. Like,
So-
you can't be shining light on yourself
The
24/7.
12 hours is the full length of the life of the patch, or is it reusable?
Well, you don't want to reuse it because of the sticky, because of the, the cleanliness aspect of it. If you stick it on you with a Band-Aid and you want to stick it on a pet for the next 12 hours, it might still have some juice left in it. It just depends. But the microcrystals degrade after a certain period of time. So after 12 hours, they start degrading, just depending on heat or, whatever it is. But some people, like I said, still feel an effect after the 12 hours. So they'll put it on their kids' clothes or stick it on a pet or something, just in case it still has some life left in it and they still want to get some good use out of it.
Yeah, one packet lasts at least 30 days, maybe 1 month and a half if you do 24 hours, 12 hour off. So 1 month to 1.5 for each packet. So it's a good rule of thumb, people.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. So each packet, a
little slower.
Sure. Yeah, each packet has got 30 in them, and it lasts up to at least a month if you do the 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and one at a time, or 1 month and a half if you make it a little longer, maybe do 24 hours and 12 hours off. So yeah, 1 month to 1.5 months for a packet is a good rule. So you know when you're buying how long a supply you've got. So.
Can I just ask quickly about, you said about the intense detox, like double patching detox, doing the 5 days in 1 day. Are you able to just explain that a little bit?
Yeah, the deeper detox is if you do each day, use Monday's placement for 5 days. And then the next week, use Tuesday's placement for 5 days. What that does is it gets to a deeper level of detox through each meridian instead of just going quickly and opening it up, on a surface level. It opens it up on a deeper level if you're doing 5 days in 1 week and then going on to the next spot.
So like you would do Monday for 5 days?
Yes.
Right. I thought you were going to say put all of the patches on at one time for 5
No,
1 day.
Somebody did do that.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that. Yeah.
It's like a massage. Like
I did that. That was bad.
Yeah.
See, somebody said on the team learning, they said if you're really sick, maybe do all at once. And I was like, well, that's me. I'm really sick.
Oh my God.
So I did that. They actually all had fallen off by 2 or 3 o'clock. I couldn't even get them to stay on. And then the next 2 weeks, I felt pretty much like death.
Oh gosh.
One way to look at it, it's like massaging. Like you can do a quick whole body, that will give you great benefits, or you can focus on one particular area of the body. Although I know the meridians work a lot of complicated, more that one affects everything. So yeah, you can focus on one particular area, like your weakness. That's what we're doing with the deeper detox. You're focusing on where you're going to find your weakness and really, or whatever's going to magnify a certain bit and then go to the next bit and magnify, instead of doing like a quick, do it on this one, do it on this one, do a whole body thing, because we do need deeper detoxes and we do need deeper healing, and everyone's got a different weak point in the body. My weak point is not your weak body. Like Jen was saying earlier, we've all got different genetic symptoms, and all these kind of things are different to everyone. So yeah, I resonate strongly with a deeper detox. I personally use the same places a lot. I just like it a lot. Instead of moving it around everywhere, I like doing the same places.
So for example, if you wanted to work on the adrenals and on a fatigue level, you find the adrenal spot, which I don't know where it is. And
like for that one, people find they get good results with X39 over the thyroid and energy enhancers over the kidney area. Also, the carnosine and glutathione and Eon are huge for fatigue issues, because the carnosine increases the mitochondrial function and also revives mitochondrial function. Carnosine does, raising that level, which is amazing. And X39 regenerates mitochondrial function. So that'll help a lot with energy, which is why I'm on the
while you're doing the
X39.
detox. You can add those to while you're doing detox, X39.
Well, the detox patches come with carnosine as one of the patches, but you can add X39 over your thyroid area if you want.
And could I also add Alavida if I'm during the detox?
Yeah, you could use Alavida at night.
Right, okay, at night. Okay.
Could you explain what the Alavida one is designed for?
That is specifically, that actually elevates the epithalamin peptide in the body. It elevates melatonin production. It helps with production of collagen in the skin.
SOD
It
is what you
helps.
said earlier. SOD, super
Yeah,
oxide,
yeah.
dioxide antioxidant.
It elevates glutathione and superoxide. It increases blood oxygenation, and it improves skin radiance from the inside out by helping to heal the organ function of a lot of the organs in the body.
If anyone's into meditation, put the Alvida on here. It's amazing.
Is that a particularly good one for sleep?
That is
That's
a
it.
good one for sleep because it elevates melatonin levels in the body. So yes, that can help it to enhance your level of sleep.
And non-invasive.
Is there one particular patch that would be recommended, for instance, for low back pain? Or is it designed differently? Is it designed for different organs?
A lot of the patches cross over, like the Eon patch is anti-inflammatory. So you could use that. You can use the Ice Wave, which is a specific pain patch, while the other patches are doing what they're supposed to be doing, like the X39 lowers inflammation while it's regenerating tissue healing in the area. So it just depends. There's a lot of different protocols you can use for specific issues. If you do a search in the LifeWave Team Learning, it'll bring up all the different protocols that you can try to see what your body responds best to. Because some people like the Ice Wave better, some people like the Eon better, some people like the, I mean, I've used carnosine for getting.
Carrie-Anne, I think we lost you.
Okay, I thought it was just me. Cool. Yeah, to carry on with that point, I mean, yeah, I've heard carnosine too. If you've got a particular area of pain, one thing to do is to put the Ice Waves, if you can afford it, have the Ice Waves left and right. They come in two, so down, left, hand, right, on the either side of the pain, so it's on the elbow, left and right. Then you put as a triangle formation, you put on top of the triangle X39, I've heard, and then that's really going to do amazing things. You've got Ice Wave either side of pain, X39 on top of the triangle, and then if you really want to kick it in the ass, you put carnosine on the other side of it. So if it's on your knee, put the other side of the knee. It's on your elbow, put the other side of the body. You do that, wow, I've heard amazing things from doing that. I got that from Karen Khan, and she's an amazing person with good knowledge. So that's a pro tip for anyone that's got enough money to spend on like 4 patches at once, 3 patches at once. So pain protocol.
And that would be appropriate for pain in any part of the body?
Yeah, you would just place it according to where the pain is.
So I didn't hear what's going on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I didn't hear the question.
The question was whether what you're describing with the triangle and putting the X on, I don't know the names of them yet, in the middle. And I'm asking whether that would be appropriate for most any area of the body that is really a pain spot.
Absolutely. If you've got pain, yes, put it on any part of pain, put the Ice Waves in, and put the X39 in the triangle towards it, and carnosine even more on the other side, and that would apply to all pain. So, but as Carrie-Anne said, people get phenomenal results with Aeon, Ice Wave, and X39. Particularly, I've heard X39 and what was it? I said X39 and Ice Wave. Those two particularly give like 80% pain reductions. People say like straight away within a day. It shocks me every day. So yeah, try it around, fiddle around, but always with the pain, you always localize it. With pain, you always localize it to where your pain, and you put the Ice Wave or the X39 on the pain. So that's a golden rule for it.
Okay, could you repeat, Sigal? Are you listening? So, which ones he's recommending?
Yes, I listen to all of this, and I will talk to you later after the call.
My electricity went out, so sorry about that.
Okay.
I lost
Alec,
my internet.
do you want to wrap up this one, or unless anyone wants the last question? Because we want to keep on time for the next one as well, the next call. So,
is there anyone that has a last question, maybe?
Yeah, I wonder why Carrie-Anne suggested first to go to the gut protocol and then the detox protocol. I thought it would be the opposite.
If you have mold toxicity, mold seriously affects the gut and causes leaky gut. So in that case, the gut healing protocol would be more important to start with that to heal the gut issues. You'll probably have a better result with the detox protocol then.
Okay, thank you.
Because that's the main issue in the body then.
I know that I have a leaky gut. I don't know if it's regarding the mold because I'm in a new house.
It can be caused by a lot of things, but that is one of the major issues with mold toxicity is the leaky gut. It causes then all the food sensitivities and all the reactions.
Okay, thank you.
The other thing about leaky gut and mold is that it might not be related to where you're living now. It might be related to someplace that you lived prior. It kind of builds up the body.
Yeah, they carry over and stay in your system. Absolutely, long after you've gone. Yeah.
Well, on that note, thank you all for staying here with us today. It was great. The last thing that I want to say also is that, like, with this technology, it works in the meridians, right? So as we fill our body and our energy body, the meridian system, with this enhanced energy, well, this connects everything inside. So like that's why we say that all the functions of our body can be improved through that. And then, like, when it comes to the question, like, how do we deal with the mold? How do we deal with that? Well, our body is naturally like equipped to do these like detoxification protocols. That's what we do. Like, we have a liver that cleanses our blood. We have the skin that releases toxins. We have so many things like that. But the thing is that when it comes to toxicity that's been accumulated over the years through the air, the food, the water, like, name it, right? There's so many different, like, we could spend hours and hours and hours about like the sources of toxicity in our world right now. But ultimately, that's not the point. The point is that we can, if we get back to the state of optimal vitality and the state of optimal energy that is flowing inside of us through the patches that work on these meridians, well, then it's way easier for the body to deal with the accumulated toxicity. And then the sure we are, the easier it is to not take it in also. So it's like a positive feedback loop when you start that rejuvenation spiral. So thank you all for being here. Now, this technology also is a business opportunity at the same time, which is the amazing part. It's like we are all doing this to provide health benefits to people, but at the same time, it's also possible to earn an income while doing so. And because of this, we're going to be taking a 5-minute break here. And if you want to know about the more of the business aspect, we'll be doing a business meeting in 5 minutes right here. So you can just like go take some water or something and like relax for 5 minutes. And then we will be coming back with a more like business oriented meeting.
Definitely. And invite anyone that in the Fire Starters, we'll put the link out. Anyone that's interested in the business side that maybe doesn't want to attend this one, invite anyone. Everyone's welcome. So see you in a bit, hopefully, most of you.
Exactly. So talk to you in a bit.